So starting off with the obvious triple raid sot, 1 terraforming, we always play this. Then triple unicorn, triple Fenrir, triple rice heart. This is very important because there's actually cards in the extra deck that combo with you drawing one of them. Well, combo is a big word, but you know, work better when you draw one of them. And also, it's the only Kashtira monster that isn't Unicorn or Fenrir that works when you draw Birth or Theosis. Then 1 Scareclaw Cash, really important to out random stuff. Like I was testing at locals into, for example, Mikanko and found out that this was really important against them. There's like a billion things that you randomly out just because you play this. Then there's triple Birth because this is like the best follow-up ever, and whenever you get hand trapped, you also just extend because of having this card in your hand. Then I only play 2 Theosis because it's honestly like a really shitty brick. Like whenever you're bricking, it's usually on non-engine plus these cards, and they by themselves never combo. Now previously I played 3 because I also played Pot of Desires to not brick, but I realized you don't actually need Pot of Desires to not brick, and so we played something else instead. So then triple Pot of Prosperity, of course you want consistency. Like Cash's only issue really is inconsistency. I took this to 2 other regionals, and I only ever feel like I lost when the deck was like shitting the bed, you know? It was never, oh, the deck is too weak. It was always, oh, I don't have a single Kashtira monster. I try to fix that by also playing triple Pot of Extravagance. Now this sounds crazy, I know, like, oh, you need your extra deck, but Kashtira really doesn't. Like the most powerful cards are Fenrir and Unicorn, and then sure, sometimes you'll go in your extra, but nothing in your extra is so crucial that you can't play without it. And so by having these extra pots, the odds that you have no playable cards in a 5-card hand is already low. If you then draw 2 more and you still don't have them, I don't know what you're doing wrong. Another issue the deck has is that when you go like Raid Salt or Prosp and you get ashed, sometimes your turn just ends there. So this being like an ash magnet is really sick, especially because if this gets ashed, you can still prosp afterwards. Another thing is that like people are doing Heat Soul combo, and while I tried that before, the thing is right now we have a heavy hand trap format. If you're constantly getting hand trapped, that Heat Soul combo is never resolving anyway. I've had that in my deck for like maybe 18 rounds now of Swiss, and I think I did the combo once in those 18 rounds. So it's dog shit. I mean, if it resolves, it's great, but it just doesn't, you know? Everyone's playing 18 hand traps for a fire, so it just doesn't resolve. So you might as well actually draw the cards and then also play through their hand traps better, and also back up your Kashtira boards with non-engine. Because think about it, Kashtira boards are weak, right? Like Fenrir Unicorn Birth is cute, but it needs to be backed up by non-engine. Because of this card, you're gonna have non-engine way more often. Also, an issue with Desires is that you can't resolve multiples. Because like if you resolve 2, you've probably destroyed your deck to a point where you don't have follow-up anymore. Like you probably can't do Rice Heart, Banish Theosis and stuff like that anymore. You probably also took all your Fenrir search targets or your Unicorn search targets, and the ability to keep on searching these cards is what makes Kashtira strong. So you can't play 3 Desires or something like that. You can never resolve multiples. Whereas with Extravagance, you really don't care. I've resolved multiples throughout games. Yeah, sure, I'll destroy my extra deck. I really don't care. The extra deck is like just a bonus. And also, if you don't play the Heat Soul package, you actually have the room to play multiples. And you'll notice in my extra, I play multiples. And after this weekend, because of the ban list, it's also going to be even more easy to fit stuff. Then for non-engine, triple Shifter, please ban this card. It's silly. It just randomly auto wins games sometimes. And then triple Ash, triple Imperm, triple Veiler. I don't understand why people cut this. Like it's, oh yeah, but if you have activated Shifter, then you can't activate this. Who cares? If you've activated Shifter, you've already like semi-won, you know? Shifter will always semi-pass turn fire, meaning if they then stop you, because they also play a billion on engine, now you can still use your Veilers the turn after. And if they can't stop you, well, cool, then you won already. And then finally, also triple Mourner. Basically, in my opinion, every deck needs to be able to fit all of these. If you let fire combo off, they will have a whole board backed up by hand traps, maybe even like some silly floodgate, and you are never ever winning no matter what you're opening. Like only a custom 6-card specific branded hand is winning from that point, which is just silly to assume you will draw. It's also why I'm not playing tier right now. In my opinion, like you need to get extremely lucky if you want to win anything without this combination. And even the ashes are like the weakest ones, obviously. It's mostly these 9 that are like super crucial, and everything else you almost always need like ridiculous combinations. For the side, I played triple Cosmic because fuck Runick Stun, 2 Droplet because fuck Runick Stun, Lightning Storm and Duster because fuck Runick Stun, 2 Twin Twister because fuck Runick Stun. My main deck is basically ready for fire, so I don't even have to side. And ironically, against fire, I might side out like 1 Rice Heart for a Duster or a Lightning Storm or something like that, or a Droll. But beyond that, I don't really side anything because the deck is just ready, done, game over. But what I really need to be afraid of is Runick Stun, because Kashtira cards trade really shit into Runick. You need outs for well, that deck. I really liked Christian Urina's idea of letting them flip up skill drain, so you can just Twin Twister, skill drain plus Fountain. That was really nice. I tried evenly before, but it just sucks ass. Then of course Lightning Storm and Duster. The only issue with Lightning Storm is that if you get into a draw pass war with Runic Stun, you might have cards on board making Lightning Storm not live. But on the other hand, if they have some silly Jaugen or whatever on their board, being able to just Lightning Storm destroy it is cute. Of course, if they have the Runic spell, GG, I guess. Cosmic Cyclone, of course, is the best one because it banishes, so it gets around Hugin, which is a silly card and should be banned. 2 Droplet because it deals with a variety of like the stun type of normal summons people are playing. But then you can also just abuse it against random Puppet Lock and all of that. I do know it's not as good into Puppet Lock because this doesn't actually stop it if they have the Lost setup, but given you play so many hand traps, the odds of them having the full Lost setup is very, very small. There's also outs like untargetable stuff, again, like the Mikanko crap or like a Boral, Savage, whatever the hell. I'm currently not playing Typhon, even though I should be probably. Also into Flu. So like against Flu, you play a lot of really shitty hand traps like Shifter, Mourner, and so you can cut all of those for this whole package and Flu will cry. Like this deals with the Empen, this deals with the trap or the field spell, this deals with the trap or the field spell or the Empen in Lightning Storm's case, and then this of course deals with trap and field spell at the same time. So these all are great into Flu, and that's like really the deck you're most scared of. Also Lab. This deck really struggles into Lab in general. So main deck ready for fire, side deck ready for all the other stuff. Then triple Solemn Judgment, because like if you go first, people will be siding in the board breakers that they are playing for stun. Like against stun, they might be playing like Duster, Lightning Storm, evenly and stuff like that, and being able to just Solemn that is really, really good. Also, you side into fire because being able to just Solemn Judgment their Snake Eye Ash or Diabellstar is really, really funny. And then finally, triple Droll for cringe decks. Also, Flu will be siding out Shifter against you, so being able to Droll them is really, really powerful as well. So against Flu, again, like you will literally side in all of this, and that should be enough. Then for the extra, I'm playing triple Baron. I was like, fuck it, we only have one more weekend with her. Let's go out with a bang and play 3 of them. Obviously, it's because I play Pot of Extravagance, and if I can make her, I want to make her. But honestly, I only made her once this weekend. Still, it's like a really good card, but I don't really think like this deck is dead without her or anything like that. I would still play this deck with Extravagance even after the ban list. And if you want to know what to replace her with, you will notice this deck isn't playing Typhon. You can also turn some of the 1-offs into 2-offs or 2-offs into 3-offs. So don't really worry about her, but yeah, she's really cool. Then 2 Dark Arm. This is like your best form of removal, so I wanted 2 in case I extrav one. 2 Big Eye. This is like your stealing, and again, really good, so you don't want to get it extraved. Then some more Goo. 2 Baguska. So again, if you open Unicorn or Fenrir plus Rice Heart, you can end on Unicorn or Fenrir plus Baguska, which is really sick into almost everything, honestly. Like into Branded, obviously this is an FTK unless they have specifically an out. Into Flu, this is an FTK if they specifically have an out. And then into Fire, it is even an FTK. Now I know people might say, oh, Fire is like a link deck, so it gets rid of Baguska, so they don't care. But the issue is that the only way Fire actually makes bodies is by activating monster effects. So if you have a Baguska, they need to go normal summon one of their level 1s. Cool, their normal summon push is already dead because they couldn't activate Ash. And then they need to special summon something like Diabellstar, which is again their second push already. And then Ash needs to turn into a Linkuriboh, and then the Linkuriboh plus the Diabellstar need to turn into SP Little Knight just to out this. They used their 2 pushes because that deck only has 2 pushes. They wasted their 2 pushes just to out a Baguska. So it's already GG. Like they need to have extremely specific fucking combinations in order to out a Baguska. So this is literally great into Flu, into Branded, into Fire. That means every deck. Like all the decks right now just do not like Baguska. I'm not trying to make big combos. I'm not trying to play into Nib. I will literally end on like Unicorn or Fenrir plus Baguska and pass. If they out it, then the Unicorn or the Fenrir turns live. If they can't out it, I've already won. And for anyone wondering how you do it, you literally just special summon Unicorn or Fenrir, and then you normal summon Rice Heart, and then effect Rice Heart special summon. Now you have 2 level 4s, overlay, boom, Baguska. It's really, really easy. And 1 Donner, because you want to be able to empty your field sometimes. 1 SP Little Knight, because if you do have like a bunch of bodies, but you're afraid of Nib, you can at least start by going like special Unicorn, birth, normal Fenrir, turn into Little Knight, birth something back, and then keep on playing. And now you're insulated from Nib because you're at least gonna end on 2 interrupts. 1 Shangri-Ira. This card isn't that great. I mean, sometimes I'll put it up on my board if I can end on like Shangri-Ira, Unicorn, Fenrir, birth, field spell, because then at least Shangri-Ira is gonna be a real interrupt. But if you don't have field spell, this card really nothing interrupt-wise. So 1 was fine. If you want to play more, that's fine. Again, depending on if you're afraid of Extravagance. Then 1 Zeus and 1 Mountain Smasher. This is crucial. Being able to just make a 4-material Zeus is really, really nice in certain grind games. Not into fire though, because ideally they should just not have a board. Like if they make a board, you've probably lost. Your opponent needs to actually misplay in order for you to break the board and still win. But a lot of fire people do misplay. Into every other deck though, being able to just make a 2-material Zeus is really, really powerful. And then finally 1 Flare Metal, because sometimes you don't have actual OTK, but you do have enough to put them close to you don't get to play the game anymore. Especially because fire oftentimes needs to activate a lot of effects before they do anything. Like normal summon Snake Eye Ash, effect, deal damage. Poplar, effect, deal damage. Poplar, effect to add, deal damage. Activate the thing to search, deal damage. By the time they get to anything, they've already killed themselves of just the Red Eyes Flare Metal. And so yeah, this is really cool if you didn't quite get the OTK but got close enough. So that is the deck. Hope you found this interesting. The only reason I was really playing it was because I don't want to learn fire. I hope this format ends soon. I really want to play like YuGiOh Fiend pile or some kind of cool pile combo style, but at least with hand trap access. But yeah, hope you found this interesting. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Ciao.